guys, we all have that, imagination up in our head. Boy meets girl, boy marries girl, and they live happily ever after. Is that happily ever? That one. That's what we're going to talk about today. Those that they didn't tell us. You understand? That's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Alexis Supavia, and welcome to the show is Chat and Banter. If you are a regular customer here, you know that I have amazing personalities to talk about this with me today. And without no further ado, I have with me the beautiful, elegant. When she strutted into this place, could it be you? Is this you? She's been married for 40 years. Yes. Her name is Oluwakemi, and she is a development specialist. I got it right? Yes. Mama, I made it. How you doing?
I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah. Over there next to her is the young man seated he has no worries because he left his luggage to be here. Not like some people that don't, they don't see the luggage, they don't show up. Nice to have you here, Uwaudaosa, Nigerian's finest comedian. This guy funny. I would have said the word, but you get it. How you doing?
I'm doing fine.
It's nice to have you two here.
Thank you.
So you've been married for 365
Yes, 365 days in April. So counting from maybe if I had all those, I wouldn't want to. I know why I'm adding these days, so you guys don't trivialize it. It's not easy. It's a long time.
So what do we say about someone that's married for 40 years?
They are the principalities and powers. No.
Wow.
But actually, I agree with him. 365 days
is a lot. In fact, that first year.
To be with one human being.
Yeah.
Wow.
That first
People
year.
are making us scared now.
No. Well, you are not going to be, I don't advise anybody about marriage because you are not married to my wife. Marriage is like exam question. Everybody answer shit different. So you can't ask me your question. Yeah. Are you getting me? So cut to size. Every malam with his kettle.
Yeah.
Don't ask me. I won't ask you. Exactly.
Okay, over to you. We're talking about the phone and then you were saying some things, I just felt like, okay, I got the right person to talk about this. So tell me, you got married 14 years ago.
In December 2014.
Yes, 2014. So tell me, how has it been? Has anything changed? Responsibilities changed,
Well, to be honest, I think responsibilities evolved.
Okay.
It was going to hit a very important point when he said 365 days is a lot. 365 days, I think, is sometimes you're defining days as a couple.
Oh, the first year?
I think.
Oh.
Is the time where you are getting to know one another in a new way. You probably have dated 7 years, but living with one another is a different ball game. And then knowing that you're responsible for this human being, this human being is responsible for you. It's a different ball game. It's different from your dating years. And it's such a sensitive time that if you don't handle it very well, it sort of defines your remaining
years to go.
Years to come.
Okay. Do you agree? What has been the
I completely agree because I've seen a couple of friends and colleagues who got married and the first year, before they don't go into production.
What?
Yes, now they don't go in before they do baby dedication. In my opinion, you first of all get past the coupling stage before you begin to involve a third party. If not, attention will shift, especially from the woman's side. She now begins to shift attention to the baby.
Child.
Now you become a second fiddle. Your relationship between your partner now becomes official. You never bring this. There's no money for this. There's no time for, all the... So I think this 365 days is a time for you to study. BSc, they learn for this one. Yes, now, you now begin to understand yourself and, So by the time a third party comes in, they are now the third party. If not, you will be the third party as a man if you now begin to go straight into production in the first year where you're supposed to understand your partner.
Did you know this? Or it was when you got married, you felt like, babe, let's just calm down.
I press pause. Yes, now. I've been having a few... My mama say, you are not getting any younger. I say, no, I'm not working by your clock. Yes, it's my clock. Let me coordinate it the way I should, And so that's how I intend to really coordinate it. So that's why I decided to deliberately press pause. Some people are already praying for me, sending me anointing oil, drink this 1-2 times a day, My landlord, you see me say, don't worry, God will do it. I say, he has done it. No rush.
Did your wife agree to this perspective?
Yes, she did.
Okay, great.
That's good.
So that makes it a whole lot easier.
Yes.
So over to you. What were the things that you weren't told? When we're talking about the phone, we're saying things like having to think over another person. Right now is different for you because things are evolving.
The interesting thing is, it's not just about the things we were not told. It's about the things we were told. For me, the audacity to tell me my needs as a woman versus what my actual needs are. The audacity to tell me what my husband's needs are versus what he's telling me that he needs
from you.
So my mom is about 76, and I happen to be her only girl. So you can imagine how much of herself she's poured into me, right? And our generation is different. And thankfully, my husband is not the traditional person. He's not, I want this, I want that. He knows what he wants and he's okay with it. I remember my mom would serve, in fact, when it was food time, my mom would serve him as though we were serving a king. You had parex here, meat, rice, stew, everything, everything was different. My husband just wants you to dish his food, normal. So when she comes to the house and she's, why are you not doing this? But the guy is okay with it. He's cool with it. Things shouldn't be done that way. A couple of months ago, I was reading a book that said something about a woman wants to feel secured and a man wants to feel respected. And I'm like, yes, in as much as I want to feel secured, but I think respect is also a very important factor in this relationship. If I don't feel respected, I don't even want to be married to you in the first place. But there's this general notion of what should be versus what I think I actually need. For me, it changes the dynamics of the relationship in a very profound manner.
Okay.
And if care is not taken, you begin to allow other people define what your relationship should be as a couple versus what your own needs actually are and what his needs are.
He's deep into thoughts.
True, very true.
You
Yeah, I concur, especially the food parts. Yeah,
You want to be served as a king?
Yeah, I'm not really sent like that. I've been single for too long, so all those drama.
Yeah.
The
kneeling down.
Yeah, I know you come and be. I know that they're hungry. My wife, the first time she presented, at least the first 2 months, she will now do it. Come put this cucumber, onions. Food supposed to digest by now. What are you doing? What are you? I'm not one for those kind of drama and all those. But now there's a template she came with. How the mother used to
do it.
Serve the parents. I'm the kind of person that will probably come and meet you in the kitchen and with Jesus. She said, I'm going to go and sit in Palace. I said, where King David? Come and present it. No, I'm not that kind of person. So you see, I think what you said is really very key. Find out what your partner needs. Exactly. Not what they said.
Not what somebody else is telling you.
They say to run your marriage.
Okay, so...
And sometimes, if I may just quickly say something. Sometimes you need to listen to in between the lines what your husband is not saying, what your wife is not saying. Because even though they've told told you he needs that, it may, out of respect and courtesy, not demand those things of you. But really, he may want them. So he may want them. So you need to... Although it makes life easier when it's just communicating.
Telling you.
This is what I want. This is, it's just easy. But if you're married to a man who hardly speaks, and I think most men really, sometimes they don't like to, ask for too much. If you're married to a man who is not speaking, it then gives you that headache to know, I have to read in between the lines. And I have to know when he's just trying to stay calm because he doesn't want to stress me. But is this really a need for him?
Does he really want this? My grandma came from that era whereby you have to, she will tell you, I used to wake up early in the morning. I will serve my husband. Before he comes back, I've put water in the bucket for him, hot water, for him to have his bath. So do you think that these things are changing because of time? Or is it the way it's supposed to be?
The reality is the challenges our mothers faced in their time is not the same. that we are facing right now.
Okay.
And to be honest, there is nothing wrong in doing that, but you just need to know the sort of care that your husband truly needs. You're not just playing a role. You know, the way our society is, they tend to think marriage is about role playing. To some extent, that is true.
Okay.
But you're dealing with a real human being who knows himself, who has his own needs
It's
versus...
not miss and boom. It's
You
not...
understand? You have to take your time to know your man for who he is, to know your wife for who she is and what her needs are, what his needs are. I think for me, those are more important than just the traditional roles, or, you know, get his food. I have friends who are married to men who can cook better, way better than the woman. So, I mean, if he can cook better and he doesn't have a problem doing it, why do you need to sweat yourself? If there's another role that you can play and it's cool with it, you both agree, it's cool with you guys, why not?
There is nobody born with cooking skill. If there's a particular food you can cook and your wife can't, I think if you are married to your friend, you should be able to, you know, you should teach her if you want her to really learn it. And I think it's cool. If you're married to your friend, there are no template to it. You understand? If you understand that this person is your partner, not your subordinate, it's a different approach.
Okay.
You see it differently. You see it differently, generally, from top to bottom, as someone said.
Okay, so over to you. What were the things that you found out yourself in marriage? The things that you know when you're dating is different. Somebody one time said, oh, that his babe called him, and he forgot that this babe was already married to this babe, and he was already cleaning the house and all of that. You know when normal when the babe they find babe, you understand? For him to not, I'm married though. Do you get? What are the things that were eye openers to you when you're already in the marriage? I think they had to adjust to.
Yeah. There's this particular one. I know that as I'm speaking to viewers at home. There's another template of head of home in marriage.
Are you serious?
I used to have another picture. We're not really too head like that. I'm telling you. Because you get some kind of message they go send you, I'm not really too head like that. If by the time you say, where are you now? You know. Say you are into the gringory mood. You want to enter Claros. They want to send you message. Say, are you by that supermarket? Okay. Just get this, and that. That's step one. If she not say, okay, don't worry, I will send it to you via WhatsApp. Not worry. Now handouts. You now come. See, there's nothing like
export to make sure you don't fail. You have to get it right.
You have to get it right. Then you now come and say you are the king. You are who? Who are you really? Or maybe you now go somewhere, you stay up, you stay late. Normally, if you were single, you could just say, I bet they don't do that. Since I'll still come back here tomorrow, why not just chill
sleep over
till morning? Oh. How now? Even if you have 3 hours to go back and come back, you will go.
Wow.
Yes, now you will go. You understand me? Or sometimes you now begin to take permission. Say, baby, how are you? No, you have to build up before you now tell her you will not come back. You understand? So you're not really too head like that. It's not the head that you're thinking. That you will not come and see in marriage. You're not really too head like that.
Well, do you agree with him?
Absolutely.
What are the things that you did to your husband, really? Like, I'm sure that you guys dated for a while, or courted for a while, right?
Yeah.
So what are the things that were different that you found out, when you eventually got married to him?
I can remember, I think 2 years into our marriage, I was going to the office one morning, and I think it dropped me off actually. And it just, there was just this different human being I saw that morning, and I sent him a long text. I said, I always admired that you're a calm guy, but you're beginning to show me a different side of you.
Wow.
Blah, blah, blah. That please don't lose your cool. I really admire this about you. Blah, blah, blah. This was just 2 years into our marriage. And to be honest, I was afraid that morning because it was like, that was my attraction. I'm not the one who is, calm all the time, but he was that person. And it was a challenge for me to actually, learn from him and just try to be that calm person. But he was losing all of his cool. And I was like, I have 2 years, man. We have like how many years to go? So I think for me, stereotypes is big for me.
Okay.
Because you come into the marriage and you see that everything you've been told is not true.
Example.
You have to learn. You have to get to know the man for who he is and what his needs actually are. For me, And as I was telling you, you know, gender roles sometimes is just a scam. It is scam in our society, and it is scam that sort of benefits this role, this man, these people, these people here. But in all, I think marriage is a really sweet thing if you are married to the right person.
Yeah.
And you know, you play. I mean, there are rules. For me, those rules are not what the society is saying, but rules like respecting one another. You know, there was something he was trying to say, you know, just calling your wife and saying, some men would think, why do they have to do that? They are the head of the home. But it just shows that this is a man that respects his wife, and it should be vice versa.
Thank you.
It shouldn't be, it shouldn't be, you know, just telling the woman, oh, you have to respect your husband, and then you're erroneously communicating that the woman does not need to be respected. It's a big fat lie. The first sign of disrespect that I see from any man is, I'm running.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it is. If you don't have a partner who respects you, I mean, for instance, my job takes me to travel quite a bit.
Okay.
And sometimes I just look at him. He has his flaws. He's definitely not a perfect man. But just the fact that he allows me to be, you know, there are times I come back from a trip today. Tomorrow I'm traveling away again for 3 days, away again for 1 week. If I don't have that man who is there supporting me, supporting my dream, and who is making sure that the home front is going, you know, despite the fact that he knows I'm a woman and it sees my beat to keep that going. But who has that support going for me? I don't think I can sit here and be a happy woman. That's the truth.
So do you think, if you're married for long, do you think there's anything like see finish? You know, they always say, oh, package yourself well, so that they...
you see this thing about see finish. 1 week is too much.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah, you will see every. See, you will see everything. The hair that they are not touching is you, eh? I won't even occur to you till like 2 days. They say, no, my hair this get touched. So. And it wouldn't really matter. It wouldn't matter. But for some people, it matters a lot when there's a third party in the house. But when not them, then they will all relax. Yeah. So in fact, they curse each other. They say, you be crazy, you be idiot. This, but once mother-in-law or brother or sibling else going to say, oh, my lord. No, they put up an act. Yeah. But when they are not visitors, you see them. They like,
real character.
They real who they are.
And it won't matter to the man. Why is that though? Why is it that you guys,
if
your wife is disrespecting you one-on-one, you don't seem to take it seriously. But when there's a third party, it's like you want to be treated like a king.
It's a societal thing.
Okay,
you know, men are egotistic animals,
okay.
And you know it's even worse for the Africans.
Okay.
You understand? We want our ego to be massaged. You know, when they say honor your husband, you get the way we take the calculator our own kind of honor for the typical African man. So we don't care when you disrespect us when it's just the two of us.
You.
But when you walk on the make and be like saying you want to now embarrass or disgrace, it's just like how you are now. You don't care when your husband tells you some things when it's just the two of you. But if there's a third party,
I care.
No, but if there's a third party, that your care will be multiplied by 1,000 folds. No matter how much you care. Yeah, it's true. No matter how much you care, if there's a third party or there's a witness or someone else is there, you multiply that care. See, to another level. You calculate it differently. See it from another perspective.
Angle.
Yeah.
Okay. When you were dating and now, would you say that they always say, there's nothing really different from just like you two are staying together. Is it true?
We evolved though, because I didn't come from a poor background, but it's just that we are not really able to afford a lot of things.
But you didn't come from a poor background.
But we are okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you getting me?
I get it.
But my wife, her case wasn't so. There was a particular day, let me give you this story. There was a particular day, they served me rice with like 3 big meat. I just look at them and say, this thing is too much meat. Let me just quickly do 1 or 2. I just took, and I was tired. I kept the stew. With the 3 meats, I couldn't eat it. I was tired. By the time I come back the next morning, my wife don't carry and throw away for dustbin. I say, what happened? He said it wasn't covered properly. You say, you know what with it? But what else would they? Even if soup sour, they go want sour come out. Even if they want to throw away the soup, that meat, they'll come out and do washing and setting. Use that take cook another. What did they worry? Who is this? So I now began to realize that it wasn't like she's wasteful. Now me poor. So some of all those things you now begin to understand. Say, okay, your perspective you now begin to change. You now begin to adapt. Some things you blame her for is probably your problem, not hers.
Okay, she has
you understand me?
Say
Taking ownership of your perspective, not pouring it out on the other person. Because the truth is, life is never in absolute terms. A truly educated mind does not see life in complete absolute terms. Right? So if you look at this and you tell me it's brown to you. You're not lying. That's what you truly feel. And whatever makes you feel, I mean, in whatever experiences makes you feel that is brown, you own it. It's yours. If I feel it is black to me. So owning your perspective in marriage to say, okay, I feel this way because of my own background, because of my own experiences, because of the things that I've been through. Because really, as we grow, the things we go through make us, they shape us, right? So learning not to blame your spouse for the things that you think are wrong, but just learning to work around their perspective in a way that you can cohabitate is very important.
Okay. My friend usually would say, you know what ladies say, I would like for my mother-in-law to not be alive, but I can't deal. Yeah. So in this case, her mother-in-law is alive. Her mother-in-law is somebody that would always task you.
God did not answer that prayer.
God is good.
Her mother-in-law, when you advise her mother come like anything, you know, all those mother-in-law will say anything for the girls. That's how her mother-in-law is, and you must drop one or two. And she had to adapt it because it's my husband's mother. So what are the things that you had to just bojukuru and just because of your partner?
There are a lot. Are you sure we are ready to leave this show?
Ready, tell us.
So I just began to understand that nobody is. You are not looking for anybody to make you perfect. Everybody, we are here to just come and chill. I'm not even here to complete it. May you perfect your own. May you come. May you just come. You know, live our lives. Nobody is trying to be anybody's. How do I put it? I'm actually looking for the best way to articulate this. Live and let's live. Yeah. Live and let's live. Don't try to lord over anybody or try to. It's good to advise, it's good to counsel, it's good to suggest. But the moment you begin to be too bossy, rebellion kicks in, no matter how right you are. You understand? So the way you say the things, you say the things are more important than the things you say. So even though you want the person to change, presentation also is very key.
Yeah.
Okay, well said. Thank you. Wow, at this point, you're looking like a marriage counselor. You just want 365 days. If we need to get into this thing so that you know what's going on. All right, at this point, thank you, Oluwakemi, for coming to do this with me, and thank you, Idahosa. So we just did marriage edition, the things that they didn't tell us. You understand? Do you still want to do this thing called marriage? Do you want to do happily? I want to do it. Thank you for always subscribing. We see your subscription, you see your comments, we see your shares. Just keep doing it. Your pot will not dry. Is it pot or cup? It shall. Amen. Thank you. It shall not dry. So we see you on the next one. My name is Alexa Kwabia. This is Chat and Banter, and we're signing out.